We're just trying to close up the wealth gap. Get to this generational wealth, bet that. We gon' lift off like a jetpack. Time to tune in, not just speaking real facts. Right here is everything you need. This ain't no get rich quick thing. Create your own economy. Cause we ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Learn from the queen of crypto, your host, Naja Roberts, leading people out of financial slavery through Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve. Learn to get left behind.
All right. So can you hear me? Okay, there's no feedback. Thank goodness. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Thank you. All right. All right. We're going to get started in just a second. Yeah, I'm live streaming, but it is crazy, the algorithm, because I did this 2 minutes ago and I don't even know if it's broadcasting, but it's all good. We're gonna get it going though. I'm cool with it. All right. Well, let me know when you start, and so I can hit mine at the same time. Thank you, sir.
We're just trying to close up the wealth gap. Get to this generational wealth, bet that. We gon' lift off like a jetpack. Time to tune in, not just speaking real facts. Right here is everything you need. This ain't no get rich quick thing. Create your own economy. Cause we ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Learn from the queen of crypto, your host, Naja Roberts, leading people out of financial slavery through Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve. Learn to get left behind.
All right, everyone. Good morning to those of you on the West Coast, and good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast, and everyone in between. I would like to welcome all of you beautiful people to Ahead of the Crypto Curve, your go-to show where we break down the good, the bad, and the bullish in the world of cryptocurrency. And y'all know what? This show is tailor-made for our community. I'm your host, Naja Roberts, and it is my mission in life to lead my people out of financial slavery on this virtual underground railroad. I don't just do this show to change the way you think about money, but to make you change the way you look at money and everything else around you, because it absolutely matters. Today is Sunday, April the 13th, 2025. And what a difference a week makes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say happy birthday to all of you who have birthdays this week. If you haven't gotten a text message from me, please know, charge it to my head and not to my heart. I have been back from this Black College Expo Tour, and really on one trying to educate our HBCUs on what needs to happen with our children and our youth going forward. And with that being said, happy birthday to each and every one of you who I may have missed this week. May your day, this week, this month be filled with all the love, joy, happiness, and peace that you absolutely deserve in this world of chaos. And if you'd like to get a birthday shout out or you have questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to send me a text message to 424 317 7373. Again, 424 317 7373. And we're going to start our show today with the first challenge that I have been facing by way of a quote. And the quote says, the first challenge is to maximize acceleration. But once it starts picking up speed, you also need to focus on steering. So, ladies and gentlemen, my first challenge in this cryptocurrency space was to maximize the education and the understanding and the awareness of Bitcoin. But now that it started picking up and more people are getting involved in this space, I need to really focus on helping people steer the wheel. And so this is a two-stage challenge while I'm still trying to maximize education and awareness. I have to make sure that I am helping those that are well on their way to maximize what they need to be doing and helping them develop and progress, because there is a certain speed or level of development that we need to achieve right now that is going to focus on us getting on the other side of digital money before the masses. But not only before the masses, we got to make sure we lose no money on the way to that destination. And so that is why it is so important to highlight both the momentum and the subsequent course of correction that is going to allow us to achieve those goals. And so as we dig into today's show, the title of this show, which I don't have a title most of the time, but today is going to be the bill that changed the game. Trump's decision to kill the IRS and their broker expansion program, and what it means for our community specifically, because we've got to understand how it relates to our community. And so today's show is going to be a significant show as it really shows the impact of cryptocurrency innovation and economic equality or equity for our community. And there are several things that we are going to need to do, if not immediately, because the ball is rolling. This bill that was signed is going to change things. And I'm hoping to really show you how all of the things that we have been doing thus far, all of the attempts that have been made to get our community on track, are all culminating right now under this new administration. Now, again, while we don't agree wholeheartedly with almost anything else that is happening in the administration, as far as the cryptocurrency space is concerned, the doors are being opened. The train has left the station. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to be on a course, not necessarily and definitely not a collision course, because we don't want you to crash and burn. But we really want you to understand how all of these small, intricate things play into some of the things that I have been sharing over the years. So when we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to definitely continue the conversation about cryptocurrency, what we need to be doing, what this bill actually means to our community, and really just help us get an understanding of why we're doing what we're doing and why we're not choosing to continue in the financial footsteps of those who have come before us. So when we come forward, we'll continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not even sure who's on. Let me get my little chat up here and see what is going on. Hey, Dr. Teresa Price. I am super excited to see you today. And thank you for all you do with the Black College Expo. And for those of you that are watching, please chime in and make sure that you're supporting the Black College Expo. Go to their website and look for the foundation. They are gearing up for 2025, 2026 tours, and they need your support. And we definitely need to educate our youth on cryptocurrency. And Dr. Teresa Price is one of those individuals who has allowed this to happen. And so with everything, there is a first, and she is the first, and I believe the strongest in doing what she does. And I'm so happy to have been able to join the ranks of her community, of her company and her community and her nonprofit organization, educating our youth. And so with that, I say welcome. We're going to get going here today, talking about what is happening in our space. So, as you may or may not know, I have commercial breaks, so I'm listening in to what is happening. And so, we're going to talk about these things today because President Trump is on a roll helping the cryptocurrency space. And so, um, just so people get the gist of what's happening and how it is going to help us. So hold for just another 30 seconds. I believe my engineer will let me know when I'll be coming back on. So we'll get into it. And while I'm doing this, let me say, because I may not get to say it all on the radio, but I'm having a book signing on May the 3rd. It is going to be located in Inglewood, California at the Bayou Grill. It's from 1 to 4. I'm going to have that book signing. I'm super excited about that. You can find my book on Amazon. It is Queens in Crypto is what it's called, a Black woman's guide to mastering the cryptocurrency space. All right. Thank you, sir. And so I'm coming back in 1 minute. And so we are going to do that, but we'll be at the Bayou Grill again on May the 3rd. And that'll be from 1 to 4 in the city of Inglewood. So I'm looking forward to having everybody come out and support, get their book signed, buy a book for a friend. And if you are not a Black woman, you are definitely able to read the book, but you know so many Black women that you can gift the book to. And that is what I am hoping will get done, that people will begin to spread this book around to help people get the basic knowledge about what they need to know in the cryptocurrency space. So with that being said, again, we are going to get started in just a few minutes. And if you haven't already done so, those of you online, download the KBLA Talk 1580 app and listen in live, or you can do what you're doing right now, watching me on whatever social media platform that you have. All right, welcome forward, welcome forward. And just as I said, today we're actually talking about a major, and I mean major, breakthrough in the cryptocurrency policy space. Y'all know I've been crying for years to ask for some financial framework in this cryptocurrency space. So those of us that sell Bitcoin, that move Bitcoin, that do different things, have a way to really know that we are in alignment with what our administration wants us to do. And we've only asked for that. So we know how to maneuver. That's it. And so President Trump signing this bill overturning the IRS Crypto Broker Expansion rule is really critically important. So we're going to break it down all the way. So, what was this bill that he has just repealed? So, President Biden, in the Biden era of regulation, was trying to really enforce the way that taxes are reported. So, if you all understand what's happening right now, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, if you move more than $600, they're supposed to be reporting that to the IRS so that the IRS can properly tax people on what it is they're doing. So if you were a barber or a beautician or anybody like that, anytime you moved some money through Cash App, originally it wasn't being reported, but then they changed some laws and they wanted everything reported. I believe it was like $300, not six. But then the Biden era of regulation in the cryptocurrency space did as they had done, and they put a law or a rule in place that decentralized finance platforms had to report everybody that was doing business on their platforms. Now, why was that absolutely impossible? Because DeFi stands for decentralized finance, which means DeFi, decentralized finance, allows individuals to get onto a website with their own money and not have to actually identify who they are because it's an anonymous space. The cryptocurrency space, specifically Bitcoin, was designed to be utilized in a decentralized fashion. The point of the whole system was to get away from being under the foot of the banking industry, in which you had to go to a bank, you had to present your ID. You had to tell them who you were and where you are and where you got the money from in some occasions. And then when you got ready to go and pull your money from the bank, you had to identify who you were sending it to, why you were sending it to them, and you would get it in the fashion or the manner that they deemed you a timeline to get it. So if you needed to get money someplace on a Friday and you were banking, they wouldn't get it. The person you were sending the money to wouldn't get it until that Monday or even Tuesday if Monday was a holiday. And not only that, they want to know where you got the information to send to the people that you're sending it to. Why is it you need this money? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the money that you put in the bank. And therefore, there was a challenge with the regular banking system. And so the cryptocurrency system decided they would go decentralized, meaning no one person or entity would control your money. You would be your own bank. You would be able to decide if you want to send $10,000 to somebody in the very next second. You could do it without having to go through what we would have normally called a trusted authority. But I'm here to say this to you today, ladies and gentlemen. Those trusted authorities can do what they want, when they want, how they want, and they have been reporting only what they want to report. And I can't necessarily call them a trusted authority, and neither should you when you look historically at how Wells Fargo has opened bogus accounts in people's names. I don't know how that is a trusted authority. They've charged you non-sufficient funds when you didn't have the funds anyway. That is not a trusted authority or trusted third party. So cryptocurrency and the DeFi space is to ensure that you have to depend on yourself and not that trusted third party. And so with Biden putting in place that in order for you to be able to transact on a decentralized finance platform, you had to KYC, which is know your customer, because they needed to know if you were a terrorist or a money launderer or somebody of that sort. But most of us are just regular, everyday people trying to accomplish some goals. I was about to say trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, but you never would do that in the fiat space. But you could probably, in most cases, moving forward and very soon, make some money off of some Satoshi. So I'm trying to make a Bitcoin out of some Satoshis, right? I don't know, but I got to change that up. But back to the decentralized space, Biden made this rule that would make it absolutely unrealistic for technology in the DeFi space to move forward. And so, one of the things that Trump just did is aimed at redefining DeFi platforms. And for those of us that are brokers, helping us to be able to function without forcing people to report who they are and how much of their financial data we need to give to the IRS, because centralized platforms right now do that all the time. And that's what's causing so much turmoil in a lot of our spaces. But these decentralized platforms don't even work like traditional banks or exchanges. And so this rule was impossible for us to implement because it's just not the way DeFi was set up. But this repeal rule actually is very good because this legislative push actually supports the DeFi space. And Trump's campaign, which he promised to all of the crypto supporters that he would do some sort of innovation to support crypto innovation. And he would do that by way of laws and regulation right out of the White House. And so he's kept that promise. Now, I'm going to say something, ladies and gentlemen. There have not been a lot of politicians that I know of or that I have watched, or maybe it was just that I hadn't been in a space where a politician had actually promised some things. Well, I can't say that because the Black community has been promised a whole lot of stuff by politicians that they didn't live through and abide by or actually bring to fruition. But this is the first time I am seeing a president elect, in my opinion, follow something through that they promised on the campaign to the T without any flip flopping. And so we're going to continue to see things, in my opinion, roll out because he is working strategically to keep those promises about crypto innovation. And ladies and gentlemen, what this means to our community is if we're at the forefront purchasing the right type of digital assets and positioning ourselves with the right types of wallets and the right and we're on the right financial trajectory, the right path, we are going to come out on the other side of digital money totally different than what we are today. And so this is really a big deal. And there was a congressman by the name of Mike Carey that said this move eliminates unnecessary compliance barriers for these DeFi platforms, ensuring innovation can thrive in the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, I am going to continuously say, if we look at the models, the things that have worked, I don't necessarily want to say people because I don't like bringing people on. I don't want to disclose people's identity that are in the Bitcoin space that are doing well right now, because that's going to prove down the road to be a problem for some of the people. But I do want us to continuously look at El Salvador. Now, El Salvador hasn't necessarily been working in the DeFi space, but he has a wallet that he is utilizing in El Salvador. A lot of people haven't taken to the wallet. There's not a lot of use of the wallet, but it is something that now this decentralized finance space in America is getting ready to thrive. Is going to thrive everywhere else in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that there is a big difference between centralized cryptocurrency and decentralized cryptocurrency, but there's also a big difference between centralized exchanges or wallets and decentralized wallets. And so we're going to be talking about that moving forward. In fact, I've done my very best to do some actual betting of some more DeFi platforms, some DeFi wallets, and I have found one that is bringing sovereignty to our community. And we've got to work in a stealth like way to ensure that our community is actually participating in this DeFi space. And uh, cryptocurrency and DeFi, ladies and gentlemen, provide financial tools for those that are unbanked, are underserved, and most of us are underserved. And when I say underserved, people are like, well, I do well at my bank. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There are programs for people that are at the regular everyday banks. They get so many more perks and programs and better interest rates than you get on the same money that you put in, but you just got to know about them. And the challenge with that is they're not going to tell you. You know, sometimes because you may find a banker that says, you know what, let me help you. Let me help you understand. And I'm going to give you a case in point with Chase. We were banking with Chase, which all of our accounts got shut down. Personal, cryptocurrency accounts, every account was shut down with Chase. But before it was shut down, I ran into a banker in the city of La Cañada, Flint Ridge, that said, hey, how do you all have these major account balances, but the bank is not making you a private client? Why haven't you ever joined as a private client? And I said, well, I saw the signs, but I never thought that I had enough in the bank to be a private client. And so this banker actually brought me into his little private office and said, do you know that you can be getting this amount of money on the money that sits in the bank? Now, I'm in the cryptocurrency space. He didn't know that. But as this money moved into the accounts, it moved out into cryptocurrency. So I wasn't interested in actually holding my money in the bank. But the fact that nobody had ever said anything before about the amounts of money that went through the account. So let me just make sure I'm clear. It wasn't money that was sitting there. It was amounts that had gone through the account on a monthly basis. And nobody had bothered to try to retain that money or tell me what interest rates I could get. And so, case in point, in a centralized system, they can see everything that's going on with you. And a banker can choose to make something different for you, or they can just allow you to continue to do the same thing. But most of them are only going to do or talk to you about something that's going to be to your benefit because they make money or they get a commission with the amount that you hold in the bank. So make no mistake about it, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or the DeFi system is not what the DeFi protocol is not what they want you to engage in, because they're not going to benefit from your having money on the platforms. They're not going to benefit unless they're holding your Bitcoin. And that's coming soon, because the green light has just been made for banks to hold your Bitcoin, or for banks to do all kinds of stuff in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. So that's coming, ladies and gentlemen. But you've got to understand DeFi, decentralized finance, and providing the tools for you right now is totally something that you need to start paying attention, especially in our community, because this isn't just about money, ladies and gentlemen. It's about freedom. Many people in our community have been locked out of opportunities to build more wealth, and there are fewer regulatory hurdles And with this bill that was signed, it has just unlocked the access that we need. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward after news, sports, and traffic, we'll continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we are on a commercial break, hello, Damon, Bryant. I am just really, I'm excited. So I'm headed to Africa. For those of you that don't know, I have been approved to speak with Bitcoin South Africa. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be if some of you want to go on the trip with me, I'm going to share. I need to pull up the information, but I need to pull up where I'm going. I'm super excited about it. And I cannot wait to go at the end of the year. It's going to be my first trip to Africa. Even though I've bought property in Africa, I'm clearing my land in Africa. I'm in the process of, I got my drawings done, the rendition for my property. I am just stoked, and I finally will get out there to get to go see it. And so I'm excited about that. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So Bitcoin South Africa, well, it's called TEDx South Africa. I'll be speaking out there. And then I also be speaking for Bitcoin Africa, which is on an island called Mauritius. And my son always corrects me, but it's St. Mauritius. I'm going to be there as well. So I'm going to spend a whole 6 weeks in Africa because I really have got to go and see my folks, get my feet on the ground, and really just figure out and find out what my connection is to Africa, because Africa's been calling me for a long time. And I got my DNA tested to find out where I was from. And I found out that some from Ghana, some from Togo, and some from Nigeria. And a lot of people laugh and say, that goes and figure about Nigeria, because you always moving, always trying to wheel and deal and make some stuff happen. But y'all, it's about my community. It is really my connection to my community and what I feel like our community needs. And right now, I am feeling the most optimistic I have ever felt about being involved in this cryptocurrency space. And it is really incumbent upon us not just to understand, but to start to spread the word, to start to educate others, to get the tools that are needed to really make sure that our children understand, that our youth understand, and that we're making the right moves right now. And so it's my job to really guide us and direct us. And I don't know, they can't see on the radio, but I got on my shirt today with these pioneers. And these pioneers have led the way. Y'all see Harriet is right in the middle. And so I'm young Harriet, moving my people or leading my people out of financial slavery. And these banks are not doing us any justice. And I really am feeling some type of way about all of the money that I'm seeing that our community is leaving in the bank, all of the money that our Black churches put in the bank every Monday morning, all of the money that we are giving to other people to actually manage for us, and nothing in return. Around our Black churches, we have done no real impact in our community. And that's because economically, we've allowed them to just take control of our money and do nothing with it. But now that Black churches are hurting, Black churches are trying to find different ways, it makes sense to add Bitcoin to their portfolio. So I'm on a mission to talk to churches, to talk to colleges about exactly that, putting Bitcoin in their endowment funds, in their church building funds, because we've got to find a way to really take advantage of what is about to happen in this cryptocurrency space. And since this administration is doing nothing right that I see other than the cryptocurrency space, we've got to take advantage of this, ladies and gentlemen. And by default, we should be able to make some money, earn some money, grow our money, grow financial wealth through the cryptocurrency space. So that's where I'm at with that today. We're getting ready to jump back into our show. I only have about a 6-minute break. And so if there's any questions, you can put it in the chat over there. I am going to be going on my tour. It looks like I got my sponsor, one of my first sponsors for the tour. I am super excited about that. I've been talking with the CEO of a decentralized wallet, and he's probably going to be joining me on tour, so you get an opportunity to meet him. He is a brother, and he is really trying to build something that is going to allow our community opportunity to really. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I'm back in 30 seconds. So I am really looking forward to sharing his story and making sure that our community is understanding. So that being said, we are going to jump in on this show. He said 30 seconds. All right, welcome forward, welcome forward. So, how do you get involved? Because again, crypto is not just about money, it's about freedom. Our community deserves something different than what we've been doing for the last 350 years, and that's giving somebody else our money to hold. This is opportunity for all. And I don't care whether you're a stay at home mom, if you are a business owner, this is potentially an opportunity for us to participate in the DeFi platforms and adapt to the cryptocurrency business models that cut out all the excessive red tape. Things like being an accredited investor. And so, as we saw, even during President Trump's first term, he was doing things like allowing people to purchase properties inner city, hold them for 10 years, which some people are still doing, and not have to pay capital gains taxes and things. They were investing in these zones, and those zones happen to be our communities. But things like DeFi allow us to invest in things where we're not an accredited investor, which the opportunity zones that people were able to invest in our communities, you had to be an accredited investor. And I was screaming about that, because how do you allow people to invest in our communities but walk away and have capital gains taxes null and void, but don't allow the people that live in the community to actually participate in the opportunity zones? But ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you that decentralized finance is an opportunity zone. It's an opportunity zone for us, because we will invest in our community, because we can pool our monies together to do the things that we need to do in the decentralized finance space, because there's no laws or regulations that say just because I only have $300 in the bank, I can take that $300 if I choose to and invest in something in my community and see my community win. And so the potential for more Black-owned businesses to participate in DeFi platforms, the potential for HBCUs to participate in DeFi platforms, the possibility for our Black churches to participate in DeFi platforms is going to be incredible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's the nucleus of our finances. If we are participating in decentralized finance platforms and not allowing the traditional system to box us out, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get the picture and understand this puts us at an advantage that we have never ever had before. And that is why I am so passionate about discussing how this ruling can lower the financial barriers and amplify the wealth building opportunities in our community. And if you don't get it, I need you to re-listen to listen to this broadcast again to really figure out that decentralized finance is a godsend for our community. Decentralized finance, ladies and gentlemen, is where we need to be for long-term investment and the impacts that it actually could have for our community. Whether I don't care what you are. If you're a cryptocurrency newbie, you have got to understand to switch that mindset, and understanding decentralized finance is it. And I can't get you to understand it in just this hour, but it is your duty. It should be your goal to start to read and understand how this is a step forward in creating equity and inclusion for ourselves. We don't have to allow them to give us diversity, equity, inclusion, because we need to own the companies that we're seeking to do things in. And we've got plenty of them. We just got to put our money in the right place. We don't need to go to Target. We don't need them to have a diversity, equity, and inclusion program. We just support the Black businesses that are selling the toilet paper, the toothpaste, the makeup products, and all of those things. We need to do that ourselves. We need to create our own diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we can do it, ladies and gentlemen, through DeFi and through the DeFi platform. And so I am calling this the parallel economy of the future. And so you're going to hear more from me on this in and around social media, because the parallel economy that we need to be building, ladies and gentlemen, the railways are being built. I have seen it. I am participating in it, and you need to understand what it is. And it is decentralized finance. So I'm super, super excited about that. And so what's next? What's next, ladies and gentlemen? Cryptocurrency advocacy for us in the Black community. So if you go to a church and you talk to your pastor or the board of directors, please let me know when we can set up a couple of minutes for me to talk to that pastor or to that board of directors or to the deacons board, whoever makes the decision to start to educate the community, the church, that particular church, on what decentralized finance can mean to them. If you're listening to me today and you have a child that goes to a HBCU or a college where our community goes, like a community college, please allow me to help you get in contact with the person or the powers that be that make the decisions about how money is being saved and invested for the future of that Black college or that community college, because it's important. Because there are going to be some ongoing challenges in cryptocurrency regulations, and we need to stay engaged. We need to follow some of the policy making, because it's crucial to our benefit, but it's also crucial to our development, so we know which direction to go. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am seeing Bitcoin in the economy, or the parallel future economy, doing quite well. And so we need to analyze how Black communities can advocate for ourselves. And I'm here for exclusive blockchain policies that help us move forward. And so, again, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, if you can pass the word that Naja Roberts, I'm not out here saying I'm charging $50,000 or $10,000 or $100 to educate our community. I need our listeners to leverage your knowledge or the people that you know to get cryptocurrency education into your places of worship, into your colleges, into your community events, into your community organizations. I'm here for it. So please reach out to me so we can start using some of these decentralized finance tools and exploring the educational resources that I've built, that other people have, and start investing and being responsible about investing. I'm sick and tired of these susus popping up and people making money off these susus in the Bitcoin space, and then people losing money and saying, You know what? I did that Bitcoin stuff. No, you didn't do that Bitcoin stuff. You did that Susu stuff. And people that you thought were bona fide Christian leaders that constantly talk about God got you involved because they're making a lot of money up front. And by the time you get your turn, it implodes. And ladies and gentlemen, I am seeing a lot of Bitcoin schemes by Black folks who supposedly love their community, and they know that there's no other way out other than for these platforms to implode, but they're getting you involved. That's not decentralized finance, ladies and gentlemen. That's a susu. So as we continue to understand what we need to do, we need to get with industry representatives that have your Black blockchain, your Black cryptocurrency, your community, your life in the forefront of their mind, and not just making a quick buck. And so when we come forward, ladies, we'll continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Ladies and gentlemen, there is let me say, will you go live on your YouTube channel? Let me see. And is it too late to get into Bitcoin? No, it's not too late to get into Bitcoin. You can buy as little as $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. What I suggest is go to my exchange, and I'll put that in the chat. You can go to my exchange and you can start to KYC, know your customer. You can start to buy Bitcoin, but in the short term, if you deal on Cash App, you can actually buy on Cash App $1, $5, $10, and just watch what it does. I'm super excited about what it's doing for me, for my community, for my household. And so, no, it's not too late at all. So I hope you got that. And if you need anything, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm going to wrap up my show in a few. So if you have any other questions, please put it on the screen and I will get that for you. But let me just get going here. So let's make sure that we are moving forward here with what the cryptocurrency prices are right now. So I got to get some things going because I made some promises on tour to some of my youth, and I got to make those good this week. So I'm excited about getting that done. So got some people to contact. So today is the day. You can send me a text message too at 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. Let me give you that. Which chat did you add it to? Oh, on my Facebook page, it looks like it's on Naja Roberts and on YouTube, but I don't see. Hold on one second. Let me put it on the screen. That's my exchange. And then you can text me at 424-317-7373. Again, 424-317-7373. I don't know why it's not coming up on. All right, thank you, sir. So I'm going back on in 30 seconds, but the bitcoinbank.co, not .com, .co, and you can utilize my exchange. But you can also go on Cash App and buy some, and I'll help you get. And it looks like I have a couple of different. I'm back on the radio, so. All right, welcome forward, welcome forward. So one of the listeners asked, is it too late to get involved in Bitcoin? And y'all know the answer to that for me is absolutely not. You can't get in quick enough and late enough, because I'm telling you, this thing is changing places and spaces. So with that being said, where are we in the cryptocurrency space right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is trading at $84,769. Again, you do not have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Just like there are 100 pennies in a dollar, there are 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin, which means you can buy little small fragments or increments of Bitcoin called Satoshis. So log on. Y'all know I have an exchange. Go to my social media, look that up, and get on the exchange and buy some. But y'all know what? I don't care that you buy it from me. Just log on to Cash App, get Cash App, buy yourself $2, $5, $100 worth of Bitcoin, and then learn how to move it from the exchange to your own digital wallet. And so we have several wallets that we use, and we've got a new decentralized wallet that we're going to be talking to you all about. And I'm going to have the CEO of that new decentralized wallet on our show probably in at the end of this month, where I'm waiting to put some things in place, and I'm super excited about that. But Bitcoin is trading again at $84,764. It's down in the last hour. It is down in the last 24 hours, but it's up in the last 7 days, 7.40%. Ooh, I better hurry up and get the Bitcoin to those HBCU bound individuals from the Black College Expo, because they could be seeing some price action very soon. So I got to do that as soon as I get off today. Ethereum is trading at $1,630. It's down as well in the last hour and in the last 24 hours, but up in the last 7 days, 1.69%. And then as we look at the top 5 cryptocurrencies, which I haven't been talking about much, but we're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, and Tether is a stable coin. So people are asking, can they make money in a stable coin? The answer is no. The stable coin, Tether, is pegged to the United States dollar. So if the United States dollar is worth 99 cents, then Tether is worth 99 cents. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The US dollar right now is worth 99 cents, because that's what I see on Tether. XRP is number 4 on CoinMarketCap, and BNB is number 5. And I'm excited about BNB right now, because this decentralized platform that we are starting to build is utilizing BNB. So again, Bitcoin is my staple. But why are we using other cryptocurrencies? Because they have other functions. They're not just about money. They're about sovereignty in several different ways. And so I'm excited about that. And we'll talk about that later. But I want to make sure that we are clear about what is happening. We are still 100% in the fear mode. So there's a fear and greed index in the cryptocurrency space, and we're at 32. So ladies and gentlemen, people are still fearful about the cryptocurrency space. They're not knowing, they're not understanding. But guess what? As we talk about Bitcoin, and as we talk about cryptocurrency, as we talk about regulations and all the things that are changing in and around the space here in the United States, it's just a matter of time. We had the Bitcoin halving at the end of in 2024. And so we've not yet seen even what is going to happen based on the halving, which means Bitcoin is scarcer and scarcer. And so more people are buying it, more people are waking up to it. So if we have this asset under our belt, if we've added it to our portfolio, I really feel as though we're going to be doing well. And so I'm super excited about that. The market cap right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are scared to get involved in the cryptocurrency space, let me share with you that there are $2.7 trillion invested in cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin specifically, but in cryptocurrency specifically. And so I got to get everybody to really understand and be aware of what is happening. We are growing. Cryptocurrency is growing. The awareness of cryptocurrency is growing. And why wait until everybody else is involved before you get involved? Be ahead of something for the first time. Stop being late to the party. We have always been late to the party, but we don't have to be late to the party this time. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, this new bill that our president has actually repealed and moved us to another level in the cryptocurrency space is going to make us, I'm going to say, millionaires. I'm going to say billionaires, but if not billionaires, we're going to be millionaires if we play our cards right. And so I may have to start singing that old song. Y'all know the old song. Those of y'all that know, if you play your cards right, everything is going to be all right. I may have to put that in one of my videos. But ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited about where we're going in the cryptocurrency space. When we come forward, I'm going to tell you about a couple of events that I would like for you to attend with me if you're in the south of California area, but also if you are anywhere in the United States, we're going to be headed on tour. When we come forward, we'll continue the conversation. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I have any more comments or questions. All right, nothing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I'm super excited. Um, for me, it's the confusion around blockchain and cold wallet to get it, how to keep my coin from being stolen. All right, so let me just tell you this real quick while I'm on my break. So the blockchain is just where the information is stored. It's kind of like a database. Information is stored there, it cannot be changed. So what you're protecting is your digital assets. Okay, thank you. I'm going back in 30 seconds, but how you do that is with a cold wallet. So if you go to asknajaroberts.com, you can text me. You see my number on the screen. Text me. I will respond to you, but you're going to need to get a cold wallet once you have your cryptocurrency. If you go to asknajaroberts.com, asknajaroberts.com, you can also get a Bitcoin starter kit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome forward. Welcome forward. So we have some major events coming up that I'm super excited to tell you about. So we're going to be doing, the first one is going to be the grind out. So we're going to have crypto and cigars at the grind out. It is April the 26th, right in the city of Inglewood. You can look for Ways Home Health. The Ways is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to have crypto and cigars. So I don't even smoke cigars, but I'm all about education. And so we're doing crypto and cigars. One of the speakers, one of the main speakers is CEO and co-founder of Ways Community Development, and that is Mr. Paul Johnson. So come out and hear him speak. I'm going to have my books there. I'm going to be there. And it's an all-day event, but the crypto and cigars is from 4 to 6. And again, that's Ways Community Development, WAYS. You can look them up, and it's called the Grind Out. That's one of the things. Then I'm going to be doing a book signing in Inglewood, California, and that's going to be on May 3rd, and that's held at the Bayou Grill, and that's going to be from 1 to 4, and I'm super excited about that. If you bought a book online from me, my book is online on Amazon. It is called The Queens in Crypto, a Black Woman's Guide to Mastering the Cryptocurrency Space. You can buy the book on Amazon. You can bring it to the book signing, and I will sign it as I travel across country on our Digital Financial Revolution tour. If you have one of my books, I will sign it as well. We're going to be coming to the 41 inner cities across the United States. I'm super excited about that. Y'all, this summer is looking good. I'm super excited about educating my community. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I am taking a trip to Africa, and I will be speaking in South Africa. I will also be speaking in Mauritius. And so I'm super excited about that. That's at the end of the year. If you're interested in traveling with me, and going with me, it's not too late. You can book your tickets through the guy that I'm using through TEDx, because I'm doing a TEDx South Africa, and it's going to be really exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, do the things that I've been saying are doing myself, and that's adding a little bit of Bitcoin to my portfolio. I've been prepping, I've been preparing my family in the event of an emergency where we have food on hand, we have non-perishable items, we're stacking our Bitcoin, we're stacking our gold, and ladies and gentlemen, we are stacking our knowledge, and we're turning ourselves into self-sovereign citizens. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for rocking with me here on KBLA as we continue to push ahead of the crypto curve. Until next week, peace and blessings, fam. I love you, and stay ahead of the crypto curve. Peace and blessings, family.
You're listening to Naja Roberts on the head of the crypto
Hold
curve.
on.
Please follow her on all social media platforms at Naja Roberts. No underscores, no dots, no numbers, just Naja Roberts. Let's close the wealth gap. It's our turn. Learn or get left behind. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve.
All right, everybody.
You're listening to Naja Roberts.
We're headed out of here today. I want to thank you all for rocking with me. Before I leave, let me put Queens of Crypto on Amazon. So you can get my book on Amazon. Let's get that up for you so you all can do that. If you like to purchase my book, it gives you a really good guide to what you need to be doing. So let's see here. Let me just put it on in the chat, and you guys can click on it. Again, thank you for rocking with me. I am headed out of here today. I'll be on social media all week. I got some really good stuff up, and I'm trying to do a chat right now. So bear with me. Put the comments in here. And as soon as I get this up, we will go. But I have a book. Actually, I got my book right here that I haven't even opened on Amazon yet. I'm super excited about that. So that's the link you can click on and get the book on Amazon. I got to do a book opening. So I'm just super excited, y'all. So I'll see you all on social media. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings, fam.